My name is Jade M. Crawford. I'm 30 years old, and I haven't spoken to my parents in 15 years. Not because I'm angry, not because I'm stubborn, because they left me on the side of a highway during a thunderstorm when I was 15 years old. And they never came back. My sister lied. I told the truth. And my parents chose the lie because it was easier than facing the fact that their favorite daughter had done something unforgivable. They drove away. I watched their taillights disappear into the rain. I was 15 years old. No phone.
No wallet. No jacket.
Just a t-shirt and jeans and the kind of betrayal that doesn't heal. It just scabs over and waits. I didn't know it then, but that night would save my life. Not because of what I lost, because of who found me. Before I tell you about the truck driver who pulled over on the shoulder of I-5, before I tell you about the 15 years that followed, before I tell you about the hospital room where my father's hands shook so badly he couldn't sign his own name, I need you to do something. Hit like if you've ever been blamed for something you didn't do. Subscribe if you believe that family isn't about blood. And drop a comment with your location and local time. I want to know where the survivors are watching from tonight. Let me take you back to Oregon. 2009. A small town called Ashland. The kind of place where everyone knows everyone and no one locks their doors. The Crawford family looked perfect from the outside. My father, David Crawford, was a contractor. He built houses. Solid houses. The kind that don't fall down. He was a quiet man. The kind who showed love by fixing things. Broken cabinets. Leaky faucets. Cracked windows. He didn't say, "I love you." He showed up with his toolbox. My mother, Patricia Crawford, was a nurse. She worked the night shift at the local hospital. She was tired all the time. The kind of tired that makes you short-tempered and forgetful. She loved us, but she loved my sister more. My sister, Miranda, was 2 years older, 17. She was beautiful in the way that made people stop and stare. Long blonde hair, blue eyes, a smile that could sell anything. She was the golden child. The one my mother dressed in expensive clothes. The one my father couldn't say no to. The one who could do no wrong. And then there was me.
Jade.
The quiet one. The one who read books in her room while Miranda entertained the family. The one who got good grades without anyone asking. The one who didn't need attention because she never got it anyway. I was used to being invisible. I had made peace with it. But on the night of September 12th, 2009, invisible wasn't enough. The storm came out of nowhere. 1 minute the sky was clear. The next, the clouds rolled in like a wave. Thunder cracked. Lightning split the sky. The rain came down so hard you couldn't see 5 feet in front of you. We were driving home from my aunt's house. My father behind the wheel. My mother in the passenger seat. Miranda and me in the back. Miranda had been quiet all evening. That should have been a warning. When Miranda was quiet, she was thinking. And when Miranda was thinking, someone was about to get hurt. "Mom," Miranda said. Her voice was small. Scared. The voice she used when she wanted something. "What is it, baby?" "I need to tell you something. But I'm scared." "You can tell me anything. You know that." "It's about Jade." I looked up from my book. My stomach dropped. "What about me?" She's been stealing from you. From your jewelry box. The gold necklace Grandma gave you. The earrings. She took them.
She sold them.
She's been doing it for months."
I ser det her.
My mouth opened. No sound came out. "That's not true," I finally said. "I never touched her jewelry box." "See," Miranda said, tears already forming in her eyes. "That's what she does. She lies. She's been lying to all of us." My mother turned around in her seat. Her eyes were narrow. Her lips were thin.
"Jade."
"Is this true?"
"No."
"Mom, I would never." "I found receipts," Miranda said, "from a pawn shop in Medford, with her name on them. She used her student ID. The pawn shop has a copy." She had thought of everything. Receipts. A pawn shop. My student ID. She had been planning this. "Miranda is lying," I said. My voice was shaking. "I don't even know where the pawn shop is. I've never been to Medford without you. Mom, please. You have to believe me." My father's hands tightened on the steering wheel. He hadn't said a word. He never said much during fights. He let my mother handle it. That was their arrangement. We'll talk about this at home, my mother said. Jade, give me your phone. I didn't do anything. Give me your phone.
Now.
I handed it over. My hands were shaking. The rain got heavier. The windshield wipers couldn't keep up. My father slowed down. The highway was dark.
No streetlights.
Just the occasional flash of lightning illuminating the trees. I can't believe you would do this, my mother said. After everything we've done for you. Mom, I'm telling you. Don't. Just don't. I don't want to hear your excuses. Miranda was crying now. Soft, pretty tears. The kind that made her look like a victim.
She was good at that.
She had been good at that her whole life. I didn't want to tell you, Miranda said. But I couldn't keep it inside anymore. It was eating me up. You did the right thing, baby, my mother said. We'll handle this. I looked out the window. The rain was streaming down the glass. My reflection stared back at me. A girl no one believed. A girl no one saw. The argument exploded when we got home. The house was dark. My father turned on the kitchen light. The rain was still pounding on the roof. Thunder rattled the windows. Jade, go to your room, my mother said. I want to talk about this. I want to defend myself. There's nothing to defend. Miranda showed us the receipts. She faked them. She's been lying to you for years. About everything. Miranda gasped, put her hand over her mouth.
Perfect.
How dare you, my mother said. After everything your sister has done for you. After everything we've done for you. What have you done for me? I asked. My voice was louder than I intended. You've done everything for her. She gets new clothes. She gets a car. She gets money for college. What do I get? Hand-me-downs.
Criticism.
Silence. I'm invisible in this house. I've always been invisible. My father finally spoke. That's enough, Jade.
No, Dad.
It's not enough. It will never be enough. Because no matter what she does, you will always believe her. And no matter what I do, you will always believe that I'm the problem. My mother pointed to the door. Get out.
What?
Get out of this house.
Right now.
I don't want to look at you. Mom, it's pouring outside. There's lightning. You can't. You should have thought about that before you stole from me. I didn't steal anything. Get out. I looked at my father. He wouldn't look at me. He was staring at the floor. His hands were in his pockets. His jaw was tight. Dad? Please. Nothing. Dad, I'm begging you. I didn't do this. Please believe me. He turned away, walked into the living room, turned on the television. I stood there for 10 seconds, maybe 20, waiting for someone to say something, waiting for someone to stop me. No one did. I walked to the front door. I opened it. The rain hit my face like tiny rocks. The wind was cold. I didn't have a jacket. I didn't have shoes. Just socks. Thin cotton socks. I stepped outside. The door closed behind me. I heard the lock turn. I stood on the porch for a minute. 2 minutes. 5. Waiting for them to change their minds. The lights in the house went off. One by one. They went to bed. I walked down the driveway. The gravel cut through my socks. The rain soaked through my clothes. The thunder was so loud it made my chest shake. I got to the highway. I-5. The same highway we had driven home on. Cars were flying past. Their headlights cut through the rain. No one stopped. I walked. I didn't know where I was going. I just knew I couldn't stay. I walked for an hour. Maybe longer. I lost track of time. My socks were gone. My feet were bleeding. My lips were blue. I couldn't feel my fingers. I was crying. Not the pretty crying Miranda did. The ugly crying. The kind that comes from somewhere deep. Somewhere broken. And then I saw headlights. Slowing down. Pulling over to the shoulder. A truck. A big one. A semi. The kind that hauls logs. The engine was loud. The brakes hissed. The driver's side door opened. A man got out. He was tall. Broad shoulders. A beard. Flannel shirt. Work boots. He looked like he had been driving for days. He walked toward me. I stepped back. I was scared. I was 15. I was alone. I was in the middle of nowhere. And a strange man was walking toward me. Are you okay? He asked. I couldn't answer. My teeth were chattering too hard. You're freezing, he said. Come on, get in the truck. I'll turn on the heat. I didn't move. I'm not going to hurt you, he said. I have a daughter. About your age. Her name is Lily. I would want someone to stop for her. He took off his jacket. He held it out to me.
Take it.
Please. I took the jacket. It was warm. It smelled like coffee and would smoke. What's your name? He asked. Jade.
Jade.
I'm Frank. Frank Hendricks. Now get in the truck before you freeze to death. I got in the truck. Frank cranked the heat. He handed me a bottle of water and a granola bar. He didn't ask questions. He just drove. Where are you headed? He asked. I don't know. Anywhere specific? Away. He nodded. He didn't push. He just drove. Frank Hendricks didn't take me to the police. He didn't take me to a shelter. He didn't drop me off at a gas station and wish me luck. He took me to his home. A small house on the outskirts of Medford. A gravel driveway. A porch with a swing. A garden that was overgrown with weeds. It wasn't much, but it was warm.
And it was safe.
My wife passed away 3 years ago, Frank said as he unlocked the front door.
Cancer.
It's just me and Lily now. She's at a friend's house tonight. You can sleep in her room. I don't want to be a burden. You're not a burden. You're a kid. And kids shouldn't be on the side of the highway in a thunderstorm. He showed me to Lily's room.
Pink walls.
Posters of horses. A bed with a purple comforter. A stuffed rabbit on the pillow. There's a shower down the hall. Towels are in the closet. I'll find you something to sleep in.
He left.
I stood in the middle of the room. I was dripping on the carpet. My feet were bleeding. My hands were shaking. I didn't know this man. I didn't know his daughter. I didn't know anything about where I was. But I wasn't on the highway anymore. And that was enough. The shower was hot. So hot it hurt. I stood under the water for a long time, watching the dirt and blood swirl down the drain. I didn't cry. I was too tired to cry. Too empty. When I got out, there was a pile of clothes on the bathroom counter. Sweatpants. A t-shirt.
Socks.
A hoodie. All too big. All smelling like laundry detergent. I put them on. I walked back to Lily's room. I sat on the bed. Frank knocked on the doorframe. You hungry? Not really. When did you last eat?
I thought about it.
Lunch. At my aunt's house. That was 8 hours ago.
You need to eat.
I made soup.
Canned.
Nothing fancy. But it's hot. I followed him to the kitchen. The house was small. The kitchen was cramped. The table had 4 chairs. 3 of them were dusty. No one had sat in them for a while. Frank put a bowl of soup in front of me. Chicken noodle. The kind from a can. It was the best thing I had ever tasted. You don't have to tell me what happened, he said, sitting across from me. But if you want to talk, I'll listen. My parents kicked me out.
Why?
My sister lied. She said I stole from my mother. I didn't, but they believed her. They always believe her. That's a heavy thing to carry. I've been carrying it my whole life. Frank nodded. He didn't say, I'm sorry. He didn't say, that's terrible.
He just sat there. Present.
Solid. Like a rock. What are you going to do now? He asked. I don't know. You can stay here for a while. Until you figure it out. Lily won't mind. She's been asking for a sister for years. You don't even know me. I know you're 15. I know you're scared. I know you're not a thief. That's enough for now. I ate my soup. Frank drank coffee. The rain stopped. The house was quiet. The next morning I met Lily. She was 14.
Shorter than me.
Freckles. Red hair. A smile that took up her whole face. She walked into the kitchen and stopped when she saw me. Dad said, we have a guest. Lily, this is Jade. She's going to stay with us for a while. Lily looked at me. Not with suspicion. With curiosity. The kind of curiosity that doesn't judge.
Cool, she said.
Do you like horses? I've never ridden one. I have 2. Their names are Biscuit and Gravy. You can ride Gravy. He's gentle. Lily, let her eat breakfast first, Frank said.
Fine.
But after breakfast, we're going to the barn. She sat down across from me. She poured herself a bowl of cereal. She didn't ask why I was there. She didn't ask about my parents. She just talked about her horses. I didn't know it then, but that girl would become my sister. Not by blood.
By choice.
The first week was strange. I slept in Lily's room, on a mattress on the floor.
She didn't complain.
She said it was like a sleepover, a really long sleepover. Frank didn't ask me to leave. He didn't ask me to pay rent. He didn't ask me to do anything except help with the dishes and feed the horses. You need to go back to school, he said on the third day. I can't. I don't have my records. I don't have my birth certificate. I don't have anything. We'll figure it out. Why are you doing this?
You don't even know me.
He sat down across from me. He looked tired. The kind of tired that comes from losing someone you love. Because someone should have stopped for my wife, he said. When she was sick. When she was scared. Someone should have been there. And no one was. I was working. I was driving. I was trying to pay the bills. And she died alone in a hospital room while I was on the road. His voice cracked. I'm not going to let another person in my life feel alone. Not if I can help it.
I didn't know what to say.
So I just nodded. We'll figure out the school thing, he said. Tomorrow. Today, go feed the horses. Lily is waiting for you. Frank kept his word. He called the school. He explained the situation. He didn't tell them I was a runaway. He told them I was a family friend who had been displaced. He used words like guardianship and temporary custody. The school didn't ask too many questions.
Small towns are like that.
People mind their own business. Or they pretend to. I started school in Medford 2 weeks later. A different school. A different town. A different life. No one knew me. No one knew my family. No one knew about the lie or the storm or the highway. I was just Jade, the quiet girl who lived with the Hendricks, the one who rode horses and got good grades and never talked about where she came from. The first few months were hard. I miss my parents, not the parents I had, the parents I wished I had,
the ones who would believe me,
the ones who would fight for me, the ones who wouldn't lock the door. I miss my abuela, my grandmother. She lived in Arizona. She didn't know what had happened. I didn't know how to tell her. I didn't miss Miranda. Not once. Not for a second. Lily asked me about my family once. Just once. Do you ever want to go back?
No.
Why not? Because they didn't want me there. She thought about that for a minute.
My mom died, she said.
She didn't choose to leave. But she left anyway. I used to be angry at her. For getting sick. For not fighting harder. But my dad said something. He said anger is just sadness that's too scared to cry. Your dad is smart. He's just sad. Like me.
Like you.
We're all just sad in different ways. She went back to her homework. I went back to mine. But her words stayed with me. Anger is just sadness that's too scared to cry. Maybe that's all I was.
Too scared to cry.
The years passed. I finished high school. Frank and Lily sat in the front row. Frank cried. Lily cheered. I walked across the stage with a diploma and a new last name. Not legally.
Not yet.
But in my heart, I was Jade Hendricks. I got a job at a diner. The same diner where Frank used to take Lily for pancakes on Sundays. I waited tables. I saved money. I took classes at the community college. Lily went to college too. Nursing school. She wanted to help people. She said it was because of her mom. I said it was because she had a big heart. You're coming to my graduation, right? She asked. I wouldn't miss it. And you're going to cry? I never cry. You cried at my high school graduation. That was allergies. It was indoors. Dust. She laughed. I laughed. Frank laughed from the kitchen. We were a family. A strange one. A broken one. But a family. I didn't contact my parents. Not once. They didn't contact me either. No phone calls. No letters. No private investigators. No police reports. They didn't look for me. I told myself I didn't care. I told myself I was better off. I told myself that Frank was more of a father than David Crawford had ever been. But late at night, when the house was quiet and Lily was asleep and Frank was on the road, I would lie in bed and wonder, did they miss me? Did they ever think about me? Did they ever regret locking the door? I never got an answer. I stopped asking the question. The call came 15 years later. I was 29 years old. I had a degree in business administration. I was the manager of a small hotel in Medford. I had an apartment,
A car.
A life. Frank had retired. He spent his days fishing and fixing things around a house. Lily was a nurse at the same hospital where my mother used to work. The irony wasn't lost on me. I was sitting at my desk when my phone rang. A number I didn't recognize. Oregon area code. Not Medford.
Ashland.
Hello. Jade. A woman's voice. Old.
Tired.
It's your mother. The world stopped. How did you get this number? I called the hospital. They said Lily Hendricks worked there. I asked her for your number. She didn't want to give it to me, but I told her it was an emergency. What kind of emergency? Your father. He's sick. He's in the hospital. He's been asking for you. I leaned back in my chair. My heart was pounding. My hands were cold. Asking for me? He hasn't asked for me in 15 years. I know. But he's different now. He's not the same. What's wrong with him? His liver. It's failing. The doctors say he needs a transplant. But he's too weak for surgery right now. They're trying to stabilize him. Where is he? St. Mary's. In Bakersfield. We moved. Years ago. After you left. As if I had chosen to go. As if I had packed my bags and walked out the door. I'll think about it. Jade, please. I said I'll think about it. I hung up. I sat at my desk for a long time, staring at the phone, staring at the wall, staring at nothing. Lily found me in the break room an hour later. I was drinking coffee. I didn't want. Your mother called me, she said.
I'm sorry.
I didn't know what to do. She said it was an emergency. It's not your fault. Are you going to go? I don't know. He's your father, Jade. He locked me out of the house during a thunderstorm when I was 15. He watched me walk down the driveway in my socks. He didn't stop me. He didn't call me. He didn't look for me.
He's not my father.
He's just a man who shares my DNA. Lily sat down across from me. Then why are you still thinking about it? Because I was. Because some part of me, some small, stupid, hopeful part of me, still wanted him to see me. Still wanted him to say he was wrong. Still wanted him to choose me. I don't know, I said. Yes, you do. You're just scared to say it out loud. She was right. She usually was. I went to Bakersfield. Not because I forgave him. Not because I wanted to see my mother. Not because I thought it would fix anything. I went because Frank told me to. You'll regret it if you don't, he said. Not because he deserves it. Because you deserve closure. What if he's still the same? Then you leave. You have a car. You have a home. You have us. He can't take any of that away from you. What if he's different? Then you have a choice to make. And you're smart enough to make the right one. I drove to Bakersfield. 6 hours. I-5 South. The same highway where Frank had found me 15 years earlier. The rain was gone. The sky was clear. The sun was setting. I walked into St. Mary's Hospital at 7 p.m. The smell of antiseptic hit me like a wave. The fluorescent lights hummed. The floors were shiny. The walls were beige. My mother was waiting in the lobby. She looked old. Older than 58. Her hair was gray. Her face was lined. Her hands were shaking. Jade. Mom. Thank you for coming. I didn't come for you. I know. She led me to the elevator. We rode up to the 4th floor. The ICU. The same kind of unit where my mother used to work. The same beeping machines. The same hushed voices. He's in room 412, she said. He's awake. He knows you're coming. Does he know what he did? He knows. Has he apologized? He's been waiting to apologize to you for 15 years. He had 15 years to pick up the phone. She didn't answer. She just pointed to the door. I walked in. My father was lying in a bed. Tubes in his arms. A monitor beeping. His skin was yellow. His eyes were sunken. His hands were resting on top of the blanket. He looked small. The man who built houses. The man who fixed things. The man who locked the door. He looked up when I walked in. His eyes widened. His lips moved.
Jade.
Dad. You came. Don't sound so surprised. You're the one who asked for me. He tried to sit up. He couldn't. He fell back against the pillows. I'm sorry, he said. I'm so sorry. You should be. I was wrong. I was so wrong. I believed her. I always believed her. And I never. He started crying. Not the quiet crying. The loud kind. The kind that comes from somewhere deep. Somewhere broken. I never stopped loving you, he said. I just didn't know how to find you. You didn't try, Dad. You never tried. I know. And I'll never forgive myself for that. I'm not here to forgive you. I'm here to see if you're worth forgiving. He nodded. He understood. His hands were shaking. The same hands that had built houses. The same hands that had turned the key in the lock. Can I hold your hand? He asked.
No.
He nodded again. He didn't push. I pulled up a chair. I sat down next to his bed. I didn't hold his hand. But I didn't leave. Tell me about your life, he said. Tell me everything. That will take a while. I have time.
No, Dad.
You don't. That's why I'm here. I told him about Frank, about Lily, about the diner, about the hotel, about my degree, about my life. He listened. For the first time in his life, he just listened. The first hour in that hospital room was awkward in ways I couldn't have imagined. My father asked questions. I answered them. Short answers. Careful answers. The kind of answers you give to a stranger on an airplane who asks about your life, but doesn't really want to know. Do you like your job? It pays the bills. Do you have a boyfriend?
No.
Are you happy? I didn't answer that one. I just looked at him. His yellow skin. His sunken eyes. His shaking hands. Are you happy, Dad? He didn't answer either. My mother came in after an hour. She was carrying coffee. 3 cups. 1 for me. 1 for her. 1 for him. He couldn't drink it. The doctors had him on a liquid diet.
But she brought it anyway.
Old habits. I called Miranda, my mother said. She's coming tomorrow. I don't want to see her. Jade. I said I don't want to see her. She's the reason I'm not in this family. She's the reason I slept on a highway. She's the reason Dad is in this bed. Because he spent 15 years worrying about her instead of taking care of himself. My father looked at the ceiling. That's not fair, my mother said. None of this is fair, Mom. But I'm here. I'm the one who drove 6 hours. I'm the one sitting in this plastic chair. I'm the one who showed up. Where's Miranda? Oh, right. She's coming tomorrow. Because she's busy. Because she's always been busy. Because she's always had better things to do than take care of anyone but herself. My mother sat down. She didn't argue. She didn't defend Miranda. She just sat there, holding her coffee, staring at the floor. You're right, she said finally. You're right about all of it. I know I'm right.
I've always been right.
You just never wanted to hear it. The sun set. The nurses came and went. The monitors beeped. My father drifted in and out of sleep. At 9 p.m., my mother went home. She needed to feed the cat. She needed to sleep in her own bed. She needed a break from the beeping and the fluorescent lights. I'll be back in the morning, she said. Will you stay? I'll stay. Thank you, Jade.
She hugged me.
I let her. I didn't hug back. But I didn't push her away either. After she left, my father opened his eyes. You don't have to stay, he said. I know you have a life. In Medford. With the Hendricks. Frank told me to come. He said I would regret it if I didn't. Frank sounds like a good man.
He is.
He's the father you should have been. He flinched. The words landed. I meant them, too. Tell me about him, my father said. Tell me about the man who raised my daughter. He's a truck driver. He found me on the side of I-5. In the rain. I was bleeding. I was freezing. I was 15 years old. And he pulled over. I should have pulled over. You should have done a lot of things. I know. He didn't ask questions. He didn't call the police. He took me to his house. He gave me his daughter's room. He made me soup. He sent me to school. He taught me how to ride a horse. He came to my graduation. He cried when I walked across the stage. He's never missed a birthday. He calls me every Sunday.
He tells me he's proud of me.
He's never once made me feel invisible. My father was crying, silent tears running down his yellow cheeks. I'm glad, he said. I'm glad someone was there for you. I wish it had been you. I wish it had been me too. The next morning, Miranda arrived. I heard her before I saw her. Her voice carried. It always had. She was talking to my mother in the hallway. Something about traffic. Something about parking. Something about how tired she was. Then she walked through the door. She looked different. Older. Her blonde hair was darker now.
Died.
There were lines around her eyes that hadn't been there before. She had gained weight. Not a lot, but enough to notice.
She stopped when she saw me.
Jade. Miranda. You came. Everyone keeps saying that. I didn't think you would. Neither did I. She walked to my father's bedside. She kissed his forehead. She held his hand.
She cried.
The pretty crying. The kind that made her look like a victim. Daddy, I'm so sorry. I should have been here sooner. I should have come right away. You're here now, he said. His voice was flat. I brought you something. A blanket.
From home.
So you don't feel so alone. She pulled a blanket out of her bag.
Fleece. Blue.
The same color as his eyes. She spread it over his legs. Thank you, Miranda. I love you, Daddy. I love you too. I watched this performance. Because that's what it was. A performance. The same performance she had been giving our whole lives. The devoted daughter. The caring sister. The victim of circumstances.
She turned to me.
Can we talk? Outside. What about? Please, Jade. Just give me 5 minutes. I looked at my father. He nodded.
Go, he said.
You need to hear what she has to say. We walked to the end of the hallway. There was a waiting area. Plastic chairs. A vending machine. A window that faced the parking lot. Miranda sat down. She was shaking. Not the performance shaking. The real kind. I know you hate me, she said. I don't hate you. I just don't trust you. There's a difference. You should hate me. What I did to you was unforgivable. Then why did you do it? She looked at her hands. Her nails were bitten.
Raw.
Because I was jealous of you. Jealous?
Of me?
You were the golden child. Everyone loved you. Everyone believed you. What did I have that you could possibly be jealous of? You had freedom. What? You didn't care what people thought. You didn't need their approval. You just lived. You read your books. You got your good grades. You didn't perform for anyone. And I hated you for it. Because I couldn't stop performing. I didn't know how to exist without an audience. So you destroyed my life? Because you were jealous of my freedom? I didn't think it would go that far. I thought Mom would ground you for a week. I thought you'd be angry, and then you'd forgive me, and everything would go back to normal. I didn't know they would kick you out. I didn't know you would leave. I didn't know you would disappear. You didn't look for me. I was scared. I was ashamed. I didn't know how to take it back. You could have told the truth. At any point. For 15 years. You could have picked up the phone. You could have called me. You could have apologized. You didn't. I know. So why now? Why are you apologizing now? Because Dad is dying. And I don't want him to die thinking I'm the same person I was at 17. Are you? I don't know. I'm trying not to be. I've been in therapy. For years. I've been trying to understand why I did what I did. Why I needed to be the center of attention. Why I couldn't stand seeing you happy. What did you find out? That I was empty. Inside. I didn't have a self. I had a performance. And when I saw you being real, being authentic, being you, it made me feel like I was nothing. So I tried to make you nothing too. That's not an excuse. I'm not giving you an excuse. I'm giving you an explanation. You don't have to forgive me. You don't have to talk to me ever again. But I needed you to know that I know what I did. And I'm sorry. Not because Dad is dying. Because I should have said it 15 years ago. I didn't say anything for a long time. The vending machine hummed. A nurse walked by with a tray of food. The elevator dinged. I'm not going to forgive you today, I said finally. Maybe not ever. But I hear you. And I appreciate you telling me the truth. Even if it took you 15 years. That's more than I deserve. Probably. She almost smiled. I didn't. We walked back to my father's room together. My mother was sitting in the chair next to his bed. She was holding his hand. She was crying. Quietly. The way she used to cry when she thought no one was watching. The doctor came by, she said. They're moving him to a regular room this afternoon. His numbers are improving. They're talking about putting him on the transplant list. That's good, Miranda said. It's a start, my mother said.
My father looked at me.
Then at Miranda. Then back at me. I need to tell you both something, he said. Something I should have told you a long time ago. Miranda sat on the edge of the bed. I stayed by the window. I knew, he said. About the necklace. About the pawn shop. About the lie. The room went very quiet. What do you mean you knew? Miranda asked. I knew you were lying, Miranda. I knew Jade didn't steal anything. I knew it the night you told us. Then why didn't you say anything? I asked. My voice was shaking. Because I was a coward. Because I didn't know how to confront your mother. Because I didn't want to believe that my daughter, my oldest daughter, was capable of something so cruel. My mother was staring at him. Her mouth was open. You knew? You knew, and you didn't tell me. I didn't know how. You loved her so much. You defended her against everything. Every time I tried to talk about her behavior, you got defensive. You said I was picking on her. You said I didn't understand her. So, you let me kick Jade out? You let me believe she was a thief? You let her sleep on the highway? I didn't let you do anything. I stood there. I didn't stop you. I didn't open the door. I didn't call her. I didn't look for her. That's on me. That's my fault. Not yours.
Mine.
My mother stood up. Her chair scraped against the floor. I'm going to get some air, she said. I can't, I need a minute. She walked out. The door closed behind her. Miranda was crying. The ugly crying. The kind she never let anyone see. You knew, she said. All those years. You knew I lied.
And you never said anything.
You let me carry that. You let me pretend. I was protecting you, he said. You weren't protecting me. You were protecting yourself. From the truth. From the fight. From having to choose. Maybe. I don't know anymore. I just know I failed both of you. Jade, I failed you by not believing you. Miranda, I failed you by not holding you accountable. And your mother, I failed her by not being honest.
He looked at me.
His eyes were red. Jade, I'm not going to ask for your forgiveness. I don't deserve it. But I want you to know something. The day you left, the night of the storm, I stood at the window. I watched you walk down the driveway. I watched you step onto the highway. And I wanted to run after you. I wanted to open the door. I wanted to bring you back inside. But I didn't. Because I was scared. Scared of your mother. Scared of Miranda. Scared of admitting I was wrong. I have regretted that every single day for 15 years. I walked to his bedside. I looked down at him. This man who built houses. This man who fixed things. This man who couldn't fix the most important thing of all. I believe you, I said. But believing you isn't the same as forgiving you. And forgiving you isn't the same as trusting you. You broke something. And you can't unbreak it just because you're sorry. I know. So, what are you going to do? Now that you've said all of this, what are you going to do? I'm going to tell your mother the truth. The whole truth. About everything. Not just the necklace. About the money I hid from her. About the affairs I didn't tell her about. About the lies I told to keep the peace. I'm going to clear the deck. And then, if she still wants to stay, we'll figure out how to be better. Together. Or apart. But, honestly, that's a lot of clearing. I have a lot of clearing to do. Miranda stood up. She was still crying. I'm going to go find Mom, she said. I need to talk to her. About everything. She left. The door closed. My father and I were alone. You didn't have to tell me about the affairs, I said. That was between you and Mom. I know. But I'm done keeping secrets. Secrets are what got us here. Secrets and lies and the fear of the truth. That's a lot of self-awareness for a man who's been lying for 30 years. Dying does that. It makes you see things clearly. It makes you realize what matters. What matters? You. You've always mattered. I just didn't show it. And I'm sorry. I'm sorry for every birthday I missed. Every graduation I wasn't there for. Every time you needed a father, and I was nowhere to be found. I'm sorry for the highway. I'm sorry for the rain. I'm sorry for the lock on the door. I'm sorry for not running after you. I'm sorry for not calling. I'm sorry for not trying. I'm sorry for being a coward. I'm sorry for being a bad father. I'm sorry for being a bad husband. I'm sorry for being a bad person. He was crying. The ugly crying. The kind that comes from somewhere deep. Somewhere broken. That's a lot of sorries, I said. I have a lot to be sorry for. You do. Do you think you'll ever be able to forgive me? I don't know, Dad. I don't know if forgiveness is something you can decide. I think it's something that happens. Or it doesn't. And you can't force it. That's fair. Don't say that. What? Don't say that's fair. It's not fair. None of this is fair. I spent 15 years building a life without you. I had to learn how to be a person on my own. I had to find a new family. I had to heal wounds that you created. And now you're lying in a hospital bed, asking me to forgive you because you're dying. That's not fair. That's the opposite of fair. You're right. I know I'm right. I've always been right. You just never wanted to hear it. I sat down. I didn't hold his hand, but I didn't leave. I'm not going to promise you anything, I said. I'm not going to say I forgive you. I'm not going to say I'll come back. I'm not going to pretend that we're a family, but I'm here.
Right now.
And that's all I can give you. That's enough, he said. That's more than I deserve. My mother came back an hour later. Her eyes were red. Her face was puffy. She had been crying. Hard. Miranda told me everything, she said. The necklace. The pawn shop.
The lie.
All of it. And I asked. And I believe her. For the first time in her life, I believe her. Because she wasn't performing. She was just broken. And honest. And scared. Are you going to forgive her? I don't know. I don't know if I can. But I'm going to try. Because she's my daughter. And I've already lost one daughter. I don't want to lose another. You didn't lose me, Mom. You pushed me away. There's a difference. I know.
I'm sorry.
I'm so sorry. I know you are. She sat down next to me. She put her hand on mine. I'm not asking you to come back. I'm not asking you to be part of this family. I'm just asking you to not disappear again. To let me try. To let me be your mother. Even if I don't deserve it. I'll think about it. That's not a no. That's not a yes either. I stayed in Bakersfield for 3 days. Not because I wanted to. Because I couldn't leave. Every time I packed my bag, something pulled me back. My father's eyes. My mother's hands. Miranda's silence. The unfinished business of a family that had spent 15 years learning how to be strangers. The hospital room became a stage. We performed our roles. The dying father. The guilty mother. The repentant sister. The prodigal daughter. But no one knew their lines. We were making it up as we went along. On the 3rd day, I left. I have to go, I told my father. I have a job. I have a life. I can't stay here forever. I know. I'll call. Once a week. On Sundays. Like Frank calls me. That's more than I deserve. Stop saying that. It's true. Maybe. But it doesn't help. It just makes me feel guilty for being angry at you. And I'm not ready to stop being angry. He nodded. He understood. Or he was trying to. My mother walked me to the parking lot. The sun was setting. The sky was orange. The air was cold. Thank you for coming, she said. Thank you for calling. Will you come back? If things get worse? I don't know, Mom. That depends on a lot of things. On him.
On you.
On Miranda. On whether this is real or just performance. It's real. I know you don't believe me, but it's real. I want to believe you, but wanting and believing aren't the same thing. I got in my car. I started the engine. I drove north. In my rearview mirror, I watched my mother stand in the parking lot, watching me go. She looked small, old, tired. I didn't wave. I didn't cry. I just drove. The drive back to Medford was different. The rain was gone. The sky was clear. The highway was the same asphalt, the same trees, the same mile markers. But I was different. I had spent 15 years building walls. Walls to protect myself from the people who had hurt me. Walls to keep out the pain. Walls to keep in the anger. And now, someone had knocked on the door. And I had opened it. Just a crack. But enough to let the light in. I thought about Frank. About the night he found me on the side of this same highway. About the way he didn't ask questions. About the way he just showed up. I thought about Lily, about the way she called me her sister, about the way she never asked me to be anything other than myself. I thought about my father, about his yellow skin and his shaking hands and his endless apologies. I thought about my mother, about the way she held my hand in the hospital, about the way she said, "I'm sorry," like she meant it. I thought about Miranda, about the way she finally told the truth, about the way she looked when she said she was empty inside. I didn't know what to do with any of it, so I just drove. Frank was waiting for me on the porch when I got home. He was sitting in his rocking chair, the one he had built himself, the one that creaked when he leaned back.
He had a cup of coffee in his hand.
It was cold. He had been waiting for a while. "How was it?" he asked. "Hard." "Did you get what you needed?" "I don't know what I needed." "That's fair. Sometimes you don't know until you get it. Or until you don't." I sat down next to him. The porch swing creaked under my weight. "He's dying, Frank. His liver.
He needs a transplant.
He might not make it. How do you feel about that?" "I don't know." "Angry?"
Sad?
"Nothing?" "All of it at once." "That's normal. When my wife was dying, I felt everything and nothing. Some days I couldn't get out of bed. Some days I couldn't stop moving. There's no right way to do this. I don't know if I should go back. If he gets worse. If he needs me." "Do you want to go back?" "I don't know. Part of me wants to be there. To prove that I'm not like them. That I can show up. That I can be present. And part of me wants to stay here. To protect myself. To not get hurt again. Both of those parts are you. You don't have to choose one. You can hold both." "That's not helpful." "It's not supposed to be helpful. It's supposed to be true." We sat in silence for a while. The sun set. The stars came out. The air got cold. "I'm glad you're home," Frank said. "I'm glad I have a home to come back to. You always will. No matter what happens with them. No matter where you go. This is your home. You're my daughter. Not by blood.
By choice.
And choice is stronger than blood." I leaned my head on his shoulder. He put his arm around me. "I love you, Frank. I love you too, Jade. Now go inside. Lily made dinner. She's been practicing. It's terrible, but she'll be hurt if you don't eat it." I laughed. First real laugh in days. The next few weeks were strange. I went back to work. I went back to my routine. I went back to my life. But something was different. There was a crack in the wall I had built. And through that crack, light was seeping in. My father called every Sunday, exactly at 2 p.m. Not because I asked him to,
Because he wanted to.
The first call was awkward.
Short.
Painful. "How are you?" he asked.
Fine.
"How are you?" "The doctors say my numbers are improving. They're talking about putting me on the transplant list." "That's good." "It's a start." Silence. "I've been thinking about you," he said. "About the night you left. About the things I should have said." "You've already said them." "I know. But I need to keep saying them. Until you believe me." "I believe that you believe them. That's different." "I know." We hung up after 10 minutes. I stared at the phone. He was trying. I had to give him that. The second call was longer. 15 minutes.
He asked about my job.
About my apartment. About Lily. About Frank. "Tell me about Frank," he said. "What kind of man is he?" "He's the kind of man who pulls over on the highway to help a stranger. He's the kind of man who raises someone else's daughter without asking for anything in return. He's the kind of man who shows up. He sounds like a better man than me. He is. I'm not jealous.
I'm grateful.
I'm grateful someone was there for you when I wasn't." That's the right answer, Dad. I'm trying to give the right answers. I'm trying to be better. Keep trying. The third call was different. My mother was on the line too. "And Miranda. We wanted to talk to you together," my mother said. "About the future. About what happens next." "What do you mean?" "Your father is coming home next week. The doctors say he's stable enough to leave the hospital. He'll need to take it easy. No work. No stress. He'll need help." "I can't move to Bakersfield, Mom. I have a job. I have a life." "We're not asking you to move. We're asking you to visit. Once a month. Maybe more. Just to see him. To spend time with him. Before." She didn't finish the sentence. She didn't have to. "I'll think about it." That's not a no. It's not a yes either. Miranda spoke up. Her voice was different, quieter, less performative. Jade, I know I don't have the right to ask you for anything, but I'm asking anyway. Come visit. Not for me, not for Mom, for Dad. He's different now. He's trying. And I think you're trying too. And I think that's worth something. It might be. I don't know yet. That's fair. Don't say that. What? Don't say that's fair. It's not fair. None of this is fair. But I'll think about it. That's all I can promise. I didn't visit in January. I told myself I was busy. I told myself the weather was bad. I told myself I needed time. But the truth was simpler. I was scared. Scared that if I went back, I would get sucked in. Scared that I would forget who I was. Scared that I would become the invisible daughter again. Frank saw through me. You're not going to disappear, he said. You're not that girl anymore. You're a woman. With a spine. With a voice. With a life. No one can take that from you. How do you know? Because I've watched you build it. Brick by brick. For 15 years. And bricks don't crumble just because you visit the past. They're still there. Holding you up. I went in February. The drive was easier this time. I knew the route. I knew what to expect. I knew the faces waiting for me. My father was sitting on the couch when I arrived. Not the hospital bed. The couch. The same couch he had sat on when he turned on the television instead of defending me. He looked better. His skin was less yellow. His eyes were clearer. He had gained weight. Not a lot, but enough. Jade. Dad. You came. I said I would. You said you'd think about it. I thought about it. And I came. He stood up.
Slowly, carefully, he walked to me.
He opened his arms. I let him hug me. I didn't hug back. But I didn't push him away. Thank you, he whispered. Don't thank me. Just be better. I'm trying. Keep trying. My mother made dinner. The same arroz con pollo she used to make. The same recipe. The same pot. The same smell. Miranda helped in the kitchen.
She didn't complain.
She didn't perform. She just helped. Can I do anything?
I asked.
No, my mother said. You're a guest.
Seek.
Relax. Let us take care of you. Let us take care of you. I didn't know how to do that. I had been taking care of myself for 15 years. Taking care of others. Never letting anyone take care of me. I sat on the couch. Next to my father. We watched television. Not talking.
Just being.
This is nice, he said. It's something. It's a start. Dinner was awkward. But not the bad kind of awkward. The kind of awkward that comes from people who are learning how to be together again. My mother asked about Frank. About Lily.
About my job.
About my apartment. My father asked about the horses. About the diner. About my degree. Miranda asked about my friends. About my hobbies. About the books I was reading. They were trying. All of them. In their own ways. Trying to know me.
Trying to see me.
I'm not going to pretend that everything is okay, I said. It's not. I'm still angry. I'm still hurt. I'm still processing 15 years of silence. But I'm here. And that's something. That's a lot, my mother said. It's a start, my father said. It's a beginning, Miranda said. It's a conversation, I said. And conversations can end. So, let's not get ahead of ourselves. They nodded. They understood. Or they were trying to. I visited every month after that. February.
March.
April.
May.
Each visit was easier. Not easy. Easier. The silences got shorter. The conversations got deeper. The walls got thinner. My father's health improved. Not enough to get off the transplant list. But enough to live. Enough to walk. Enough to sit on the porch and watch the sunset. My mother started going to therapy. She said she needed to understand why she had chosen Miranda over me. Why she had been so afraid of the truth. Miranda kept going to therapy too. She said she was learning how to exist without an audience. How to be real. How to be honest. I didn't trust them. Not completely. But I was learning how to leave the door open. And then, in June, everything changed. Frank got sick. It happened fast. One day he was fine. The next he was coughing. The next he couldn't catch his breath. Lily took him to the emergency room. I met them there. It's pneumonia, the doctor said. He's 67.
His immune system is compromised.
We're admitting him. How long?
I asked. A week.
Maybe 2. He'll need rest. And he'll need help when he gets home.
He'll have help, Lily said.
We'll take care of him.
I stayed at the hospital that night,
sitting in a plastic chair, holding Frank's hand, the same way I had held my father's hand, the same beeping machines, the same fluorescent lights, the same smell of antiseptic. You don't have to stay, Frank said.
His voice was weak.
His eyes were tired. You stayed for me. That was different. It wasn't different.
It was exactly the same.
Someone was scared and alone and needed help. And you showed up. Now it's my turn. You're a good kid, Jade. I'm not a kid anymore. I'm 30 years old. You'll always be a kid to me. My kid. I squeezed his hand. He squeezed back. My father called while I was in the hospital waiting room. How is he? He asked. He's stable. They're keeping him for observation. Do you need anything? Money? Help? I can come up there. You can't drive 6 hours with your condition. I can try. Don't. Just stay where you are. I'll handle this. You don't have to handle it alone. You have us now. If you want us. I didn't know what to say to that. So I said nothing. Jade, I know I haven't been there for you, but I want to be. If you'll let me. Starting now. What do you need? I need you to be okay with me taking care of Frank. I need you to understand that he's my family. He's the one who raised me. He's the one who showed up. And I'm not going to abandon him. Not for you. Not for anyone. I wouldn't ask you to. Good. Because I wouldn't. Then we understand each other.
Iges vedo.
Frank came home after 10 days. Lily and I took turns staying with him, making him soup, reminding him to take his pills, arguing with him about going back to work too soon. I'm not an invalid, he complained. You're a 67-year-old man who just had pneumonia. You're going to sit on that couch and watch television and let us take care of you. You sound like your mother. My mother never took care of anyone. So that's a compliment I'm not sure how to take. He laughed, then coughed, then laughed again. You're stubborn, he said. I learned from the best. In July, my father was approved for the transplant list. He called me at 7 a.m., waking me up.
His voice was shaking.
They found a liver. A match. They're doing the surgery tomorrow. That's fast. Someone died. A young man.
Motorcycle accident.
His family donated his organs. I don't know what to say. Say you'll come.
Please.
I know you have Frank. I know you're taking care of him. But I need you here. For this. I'll come. But I can't stay long. Frank still needs me. I know. That's enough. That's more than enough. I drove to Bakersfield that afternoon. Lily stayed with Frank. She told me not to worry.
He's my dad too, she said.
I can handle him. You're the only person who can.
Go.
Be with your other family. We'll be here when you get back. The surgery took 8 hours. My mother, Miranda, and I sat in the waiting room. The same waiting room. The same plastic chairs. The same vending machine. The same clock on the wall. We didn't talk much. There wasn't much to say. We had said it all. In the hospital room. On the phone. During the monthly visits. At 5 p.m., the surgeon walked through the doors. The surgery was successful. The new liver is functioning. He's in recovery. He'll be sedated for the next 24 hours, but his vitals are stable. My mother burst into tears. Miranda hugged her. I stood by the window. Jade, my mother said. Aren't you happy?
I'm relieved.
There's a difference. He's going to live. I know. Doesn't that mean something to you? It means he gets a second chance. What he does with it is up to him. And up to you. And up to Miranda. I've done my part. I showed up. Now it's your turn. I left the next morning. I drove back to Medford. I walked into Frank's house. He was sitting on the couch, watching television, eating soup. How is he? Frank asked. He's alive. And you?
I'm tired. I'm confused. I'm hopeful. I'm scared.
I'm all of it at once. That's normal. I'm starting to hate that word. That's normal too. I sat down next to him. I put my head on his shoulder. I don't know who I am anymore, I said. I spent 15 years being the girl whose family abandoned her. And now they want me back. And I don't know how to be that person. Or if I even want to. You don't have to be that person. You can be a new person. Someone who has two families. Someone who survived. Someone who gets to choose. What if I choose wrong? There's no wrong choice. There's just your choice. And you get to live with it.
And change it.
And make a different choice tomorrow. That's the thing about life. It keeps going. And you get to keep choosing. I closed my eyes. I listened to his heartbeat.
Steady.
Strong. I love you, Frank. I love you too, Jade. Now go take a nap. You look terrible. I laughed. I went to Lily's old room. The one with the pink walls and the horse posters. The one where I had slept 15 years ago, on a mattress on the floor, wearing someone else's clothes. I lay down on the bed. I closed my eyes. I didn't know what the future held. I didn't know if my father would stay healthy. I didn't know if my mother would keep going to therapy. I didn't know if Miranda would stay honest. I didn't know if Frank would get sick again. But I knew one thing. I wasn't invisible anymore. Not to them. Not to myself.
And that was enough for today.
A year passed. Not a perfect year. Not a healing year. A real year. With setbacks and silences and small, stubborn steps forward. My father recovered. Slowly. The new liver took. His skin returned to its normal color. His strength returned. He started walking. A mile. Then 2. Then 3. He stopped drinking. He stopped hiding. He started telling the truth. My mother kept going to therapy. She learned things about herself. Uncomfortable things. Things she had spent 30 years avoiding. She learned that she had married a man who couldn't express love. She learned that she had compensated by pouring all her affection into the child who demanded it. She learned that she had sacrificed one daughter to keep the other close. Miranda kept going to therapy too. She learned that her need for attention came from a place of emptiness. She learned that she had never felt good enough. She learned that lying was the only way she knew how to be seen. She didn't excuse herself. She didn't blame our parents. She just understood. And understanding, she told me once, is the first step to becoming someone new. I'm not asking you to trust me, she said. I'm asking you to watch me. And decide for yourself. That's all I've ever done, I said.
Watch.
And decide. I know. That's why you're the strong one. I'm not strong. I'm just too stubborn to disappear. Same thing. Frank stayed healthy. Not perfectly healthy. He was 68. His knees hurt. His back hurt. He couldn't hear as well as he used to. But he was alive. He was on the porch every morning, drinking coffee, watching the sun rise. Lily got engaged. A man named Marcus. He was a firefighter. Kind eyes. Steady hands. He reminded me of Frank. You're going to be my maid of honor, Lily told me. I don't do speeches. You don't have to do a speech. You just have to stand next to me and look pretty. I can do that. And maybe cry a little. I don't cry. You cried at Frank's birthday. That was allergies. It was February. Winter allergies. She laughed. I laughed. Frank laughed from the kitchen. We were a family. A strange one. A broken one. But a family. I didn't move back to Bakersfield. I visited. Once a month. Sometimes more. I watched my father plant a garden. Tomatoes. Peppers. Herbs. Things that grew fast. He said he needed to see progress. Something to measure. I watched my mother learn how to cook. Real cooking. Not the rushed meals she used to throw together. She made bread from scratch. It was dense. Heavy. Almost inedible. But she kept trying. I watched Miranda start a small business. Online. Vintage clothes. She had an eye for style. She was good at it. She wasn't performing anymore. She was just working. Building something of her own. I'm proud of you, I told her once. The words surprised both of us. Really? Really? You're not the same person you were. Neither are you. I hope not. That person was invisible. You were never invisible. We just didn't have eyes to see. The phone call came in October. My father's voice was different. Not scared. Not sad. Determined. Jade, I want to meet Frank.
What?
I want to meet the man who raised my daughter. I want to thank him. I want to shake his hand. I want to look him in the eye and tell him that I know I failed and that I'm grateful he didn't. Dad, you can't drive 6 hours. I can. The doctor cleared me. I've been walking. I've been building my strength. I can do this. Why now? Because I'm tired of being a coward. Because I've spent my whole life avoiding hard conversations. And I don't want to die without having this one. You're not going to die. None of us know that. But I'm not going to wait until I'm back in the hospital to do the things I should have done years ago.
I was quiet for a long time.
I'll ask Frank. If he says yes, I'll send you the address. Thank you, Jade. Don't thank me yet. He might say no. That's his right. But at least I'll have asked. Frank said yes. Of course I'll meet him, he said. I've been waiting 15 years to tell that man a few things. Frank, please don't yell at him. He's fragile. I'm not going to yell. I'm going to talk. There's a difference. What are you going to say? I'm going to tell him that you were the easiest person I ever loved, that you never asked for anything, that you deserved better, and that I'm glad I was there, even if he wasn't. That's actually perfect. I've had 15 years to think about it. My father arrived on a Saturday. He drove himself. 6 hours. With stops. He looked tired when he pulled into Frank's driveway.
But he was standing.
He was here. I met him on the porch. You made it. I made it. How do you feel? Nervous. Like I'm about to meet my daughter's real father. Because that's what he is. And I'm just the guy who donated DNA.
You're more than that now.
You're trying. That counts for something, does it? It counts for a start. Frank came out of the house. He was wearing a clean flannel. His hair was combed. He had put on his good boots. The ones he wore to weddings and funerals. You must be David. You must be Frank. They shook hands. They looked at each other. Two men who had loved the same person. In different ways. At different times. Thank you, my father said. For what you did. For taking her in. For raising her. For being there when I wasn't. I didn't do it for you, Frank said. I did it for her. Because she deserved someone. And no one else was showing up. I know.
I'm sorry.
I'm not the one you should be apologizing to. I know that too. I've been apologizing to her for a year. I'll keep apologizing for the rest of my life. That's a good start. They stood there. Two old men. One in work boots. One in sneakers. Both carrying the weight of choices they couldn't undo. Come inside, Frank said. Lily made pie. It's terrible, but she'll be hurt if you don't eat it. I've eaten a lot of terrible pie in my life, my father said. One more won't kill me. Dinner was strange. Not bad. Just strange. 5 people at the table. Frank, Lily, Marcus, my father,
me.
We talked about normal things. The weather, the garden, the horses, the wedding. No one mentioned the past. No one mentioned the storm. No one mentioned the highway. It was as if we had always been this way. 2 families, 1 table, learning how to be together. After dinner, my father asked to see the barn. Frank walked him out. I watched from the window. They stood by the fence, looking at the horses,
talking.
I couldn't hear what they were saying, but I saw my father cry. And I saw Frank put his hand on my father's shoulder. They stayed out there for an hour. When they came back, my father's eyes were red. Frank's were dry, but something had shifted between them. Something unspoken. Something like forgiveness. I should go, my father said. Long drive. You can stay, Frank said. The couch is comfortable. I don't want to impose. You're not imposing. You're family. Strange family, but family. My father looked at me. I nodded. Stay, I said. We have a lot to talk about. That night, I sat on the porch with my father. The stars were out. The air was cold. The horses were quiet. Frank is a good man, he said. The best. I'm jealous of him.
Not in a bad way. In a
I wish I had been him way. You could have been. You chose not to. I know. I've made a lot of bad choices. But I'm trying to make better ones. I know. Do you think you'll ever call me Dad? Without it feeling like a question. I don't know. Maybe. Someday. I'll wait. I know you will.
He put his arm around me.
I let him.
I didn't lean in.
But I didn't pull away. I love you, Jade. I know. Do you love me? I'm learning how. That's the best I can do. That's enough. That's more than I deserve. Stop saying that. It's true. Maybe. But it doesn't help. It just makes me feel guilty for not forgiving you faster. And I'm not ready to forgive you. Not yet. Maybe not ever. But I'm here. And I'm trying. That's all I can give you right now. That's all I need. My father left the next morning. He hugged Frank. He hugged Lily. He shook Marcus's hand. He hugged me.
Thank you, he said.
Thank Frank. He's the one who said yes. I'm thanking you for not giving up on me, even when I deserved it. I did give up on you for 15 years. I'm just trying something different now. That's all any of us can do. He got in his car. He drove away. I watched him go. The same driveway, the same highway, the same road that had taken me away from him 15 years ago. But this time, he wasn't leaving me behind. He was driving home. And I would see him again, next month, for dinner. Here's what I want you to know. If you're watching this and you see yourself in my story, the one who was abandoned, the one who was blamed, the one who was made invisible, hear me. You are not what they said you were. You are not the problem. You are not the burden. You are not the one who needs to apologize. You are the one who survived. And survival is not pretty. It's not clean. It's not a Hallmark movie where everyone holds hands at the end. Survival is messy. It's lonely. It's years of therapy and bad apartments and crying in parking lots. But survival is also yours. No one can take it from you. Not the parents who chose someone else. Not the sibling who lied. Not the family who locked the door. You survived. And that is the only revenge that matters. I didn't forgive my parents. Not completely. Not yet. I don't know if I ever will. But I stopped waiting for them to save me. I saved myself. With the help of a truck driver who pulled over on the side of the road. With the help of a girl who shared her room and her horses. With the help of people who chose me when they didn't have to. That's the thing about family. It's not about blood. It's about who shows up. Who stays. Who sees you when you're invisible. My name is Jade Hendricks. I'm 30 years old. I have 2 families now. One by blood. One by choice. And I know which one saved me. If this story resonated with you, if you've ever been the one who was left behind, the one who had to build a new family from scratch, leave a comment. Tell me, who showed up for you? Thank you for listening. I'll see you next time.